Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Raider Nation Jason, man. Top of the morning, everybody. This won't be too long. I meant to do this yesterday, but didn't get an opportunity to. So let's get into the intro, man. Let's go. What's up, y'all? I know it's early in the morning, but so I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, so I had to leave work early, and I'm gonna make it up today. So that's why I'm up so damn early. But like I said, I wanted to do this yesterday, but I got some well-deserved rest. Um, yeah, so we lost. You know what I mean? I know it's preseason game and everything like that, but there were some things we did good and there's some things we did bad. Now I heard everything. I heard a lot of Reddit content creators. Shout to everybody. I heard a lot of different opinions, which makes good for good debate. I love it. A lot of people seen a lot of different things. It's crazy. But let's get into how I seen it. Oh, so the quarterback situation. We'll start there. I'm gonna leave coaching for the end, but um the quarterbacks. I didn't see enough of Aiden, to be honest. You know what I mean? I believe in Aiden. You know what I mean? You've heard me on this channel say it a lot. I believe in Aiden. I really honestly don't need to see anymore. Um my opinion of this QB battle is, it's up to Minshew to show that he's either better than AOC or he's going to be the backup. I feel like AOC has kind of shown enough to get the job, but like I said, I didn't see enough on in the Minnesota Vikings Vegas game enough from him. I would have liked to seen another drive. Just both of them kind of get, I know Aiden had, 10 throws, pretty much 10 throws on that drive. So they were like, we didn't want to wear him out. But I just, because the sample size that we seen, I know at the end of that drive, he drove us down. We got to, I want to say like somewhere within the 10 or within the 7. And we were unable to punch it in. And Aiden actually pretty much backpedaled into a sack. Now we're going to get to that next, but quarterback play, I'm going to give it a solid B. I'm gonna say the B QBs that, well, see, this is why I say that, right? Because Minshew showed some things too. That's right. I wanted to get into that too. So Aiden, showed us what he showed us. But let's talk about Minshew. Minshew, there was a lot of things I seen in Minshew that it just reminded me of Derek Carr, those backpedaling days. Even though, like someone made a comment too that AOC, backpedaled into a sack too. Yes, he did. He did. But I seen a lot more backpedaling from Minshew than I seen from AOC. AOC, he gets it out of his hands. You know what I mean? For the most part, if it's open, he's gonna throw it. But if it's not open, that's where he tends to hold the ball a lot. And I, don't like that. But as long as he doesn't create turnovers, as long as he's not throwing picks and he gives the offense another chance, that's cool. But Minshew, I seen him doing the backpedaling. I seen him, like the ball is useless if it's not in a playmaker's hand. You know what I mean? Like, you have to give somebody a chance. And I didn't like how he was stepping back, like pedaling. Run, man, run forward, forward. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he cleans that up. I like Minshew is who he is. You know what I mean? Like that's what we will at the end of this competition, we will realize that Minshew is a backup, man. Like he's not, you know, I I'm not saying that he can't get it done. I'm just saying that, he is who he is, man. Like we've seen enough of him to know what he is. AOC, we're hoping that he, can continue to grow and get better. Because if not, we're looking for another quarterback next year. So, but yeah, for quarterbacks, I give him a B. For I'm saying for AOC and for Minshew, pretty much could have went lower. Could have, but I feel like they did enough to give us the chance to win in that time frame. Now, if we talk about the other two quarterbacks, so Anthony Brown looks slow to me for the guy that they said was pretty quick and mobile and stuff like that. He didn't look too fast to me on the field. I know the line wasn't the best; it wasn't giving them the best protection, all that, but I mean, you get your opportunity in the NFL, it's sink or swim, bro. Like you're either gonna do what it takes, you're gonna flash, you know what I'm saying, or you're just gonna, be a memory, a forgotten memory at that. So he didn't show me anything. I see why it's just AOC and Minshew competing right now. So Bradley, right? I feel like Bradley kind of got a bad deal because he got in like late in the game, didn't really even get to throw a pass. I feel like it's a preseason game. What do you have to lose? We lost anyway. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we lost the game. So we didn't. I'm gonna get into coaching in a second, but like I feel Bradley should have got some chances to make some throws. We had the ball, if I'm not mistaken, 3 times, trying to wind that clock down and try to, get out of there. And they, first, they still had time. Minnesota still had timeouts, and we got the ball back too. We were able to get the ball back, and we still weren't able to melt that clock down because we'll get to that too. Our suspect running game. Now, running game, I'm giving a D, man, because I did not see anything. Like, I know Sincere had a cool run, but as far as like, I just remember years before we had some running backs that popped, if it was Waters or Walters, like the guy George Atkinson, the third, Chris Warren, like different running backs, even Sincere McCormick, when different running backs would always step up in the preseason. Now they wouldn't do anything in the season, but we'd at least see some potential and some talent. We got to see Britton Brown, you know what I mean? Before the injury, that was something to kind of talk about, but I don't know. We don't have it, man. We really don't have it in this running game. Like this worries me because I mean, getting 3-4 yards and couple things like that, man, it's gonna be a long drive. So I see why they're kind of investing more in the passing game because we're not, unless we draft a good running back in this next draft, or trade for somebody that's kind of a sleeper running back. I'm really worried about these running backs. Yeah, and then at the end of the game, we could not get out of there. We could not run the ball enough to melt down that clock. It was, it was pathetic, to be honest. Wide receivers, I gave a B plus. I do, I'll say the negative first. I do want to see another wide receiver step up. I was good to see Guyton. I thought he was, had hurt himself, from what I had heard, but it was good to see him out there. Man, I take back what I said about, because remember I was talking about wide receivers. I want to see some big wide receivers, and I kind of am tired of seeing the, smaller like DJ Turners and stuff like that. But man, shout out to DJ Turner for getting it done, for getting in there. Trey Tucker, his MO will be these diving catches. That's going to be his signature. But good to see, without Devontae, I think they did pretty well. It shows us what we have around Devontae. But I want to see somebody step up, man. I want to see the kid from Tennessee. Didn't really see, nothing flashy. Like no one went out there and said, "You're gonna remember my name by the end of the night." You know what I'm saying? Like nobody did that. Nobody, you know, we're not talking about no one because that's where we failed. It was late in the game where we needed somebody from that third, fourth string to step up, somebody, and we did not. Tight end play was good to see. The only negative was Harrison Bryant getting whacked out there. It was just, happens like that sometimes, but you never want to see, someone getting led into hit like that. But it was just a little hesitation. And by the time he threw it, you know what I'm saying? It was, just boom, boom. But it was good to see, Bowers get in there. Good to see Mayer. I definitely wanted to see somebody else step because that's what I'm saying. Like the second half was a joke because we didn't really get to see a lot of passing. We didn't get to see any wide receiver play. We didn't get to see, them get the opportunity, for somebody to ball, or nobody ball. So the O line was a joke too. We too many times, like I said, what's his name was backpedaling. It's just because, we weren't doing a good job. We weren't solid. We're not a big bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing is I noticed that Minnesota defensive line is pretty stubby. And we were looking small out there. So, there's something we got to do, man. We got to bulk up. We got to, however we can do it, if it's a trade or whatever, we got money. So, I'm hoping they're looking at the same things that, we're seeing. But yeah, I see our O line getting pushed around because, like, as we go through like these different teams that we have to play in our division, San Diego's got a pretty good defensive line. Sorry, it's Chargers. KC's got a good defensive line. Like we have to be able to stop these guys, man, to give our guys a chance. And if we already feel like we're limited at the quarterback position with what we have, imagine. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We have to do what we have to do. Like that's why these preseason games are here, so we can get right and see, because we're all hyped up when we're playing each other, tackling each other, and all this kind of stuff. But that's kind of when AOC was kind of nonchalantly backpedaling into that sack. It's kind of that's kind of what it reminded me of. Is there's game speed and then there's the speed when you're going against your teammates. And I feel like he had kind of that. He still was in, playing with playing with our guys and stuff like that, when you got people trying to take your head off out there, so you have to realize that there's a clock that should be in your head. And if that's where, like, when they showed the breakdown, shouts to everybody did the breakdown of that first drive. And it looked like if Tucker had ran that slant in while Bowers was going outside, I feel like that would have been, that's kind of, I feel like that's what he was looking for. And I don't know what happened. Like, damn, I didn't throw that in, but we're gonna talk about play calling too. I didn't like how a lot of shouts to the Raiders content creators that do the breakdowns of film. They were talking about how bunched up some of the receivers were. There were some kind of questionable play calls that I don't like, and I hope they fix it, because there were a lot of players in the same area. And when you bring a lot of players of your offensive players in the same area, what do? You bring their defensive matchups with them. So it's just it's clouded, it's crowded, and it's hard to get the isolation that you truly need, because what you want to look for is the one-on-ones. If you can get that one-on-one and you got a good player that can beat those one-on-ones, that's the ultimate goal, is get the one-on-one matchup. So it's hard to do that when you got two other people, in the same area. So I didn't get the play calling, because I think it was on the left side. They were trying to do the out and then the slant in, but Minnesota played it pretty well. It would have been a pick if he had tried to go for that. So it was the second option was that inside. But I feel like Trey should have just ran for it. And then, I think that would have been a TD. But instead, AOC held it. He tried to backpedal to buy more time. he got hit. So, it is what it is. And that was his one true drive, his only drive. So, like I said, it was hard to tell. I would have liked to see more, but it's kind of hinting towards AOC being the starter. I think they're giving Minshew enough opportunities to earn the spot if he shows something. But like I said, there's things that AOC does well that are unteachable. I mean, he went 8 for 10 or 9 for 11, whatever it was. I mean, that's pretty good. I can definitely go for that. It looked like he was off when he was trying to go to Tucker for those first couple, until he kind of got in a rhythm. But that's the thing, it's getting into that rhythm. You got different speeds, you got different players that do different things. So, just adjusting. But he needs some help in this his line and the running back situation. I don't know if it's just the line part of it, but none of our running backs are really anything scary that's going to worry anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to prep for our team and you heard that Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, and were your running backs, Madison, I mean, would you be worried? No, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we have enough time to kind of fix these things. But yeah, the O line I thought could have been better, definitely. So I was pretty generous with a C minus. Defense, I'm gonna say C plus. We were cool in the beginning. Jack Jones had the pick. We had Jacorian Bennett make a big play. That was good to see. Him having that speed to recover and catch up. I definitely appreciate that. But they gave up some huge plays. I walked out of the room before this. I think I went to go get something to eat or grab something to drink or something like that. But I missed the first touchdown. But from what it looked like, both touchdowns that we gave up from McCarthy was set pretty much the same. It looked like the same damn play. It was just horrible. Like I don't know. I haven't seen anyone break down that play yet, but if they have, I'm gonna definitely check it out. Cause somebody, maybe a couple people made some mistakes on that play for sure. Cause it definitely shouldn't be going like that. Yeah. I definitely agree, man. Like I know a lot of people, kind of feel different because I heard so many different views, but yeah, and it definitely is. Like I'm not saying that he has it all, but I think he gives us the opportunity by getting the ball out. You know what I mean? Minshew kind of held it, backpedaled a little bit, threw it out of bounds, but we need that ball in somebody's hands. Like at the worst case, like to the running back. I always say check downs, man. Check downs are worst case. Your running back should always be available for a check down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I hate those dead plays, like plays that we don't get anything. It's just stupid. It's just you get paid millions of dollars, man, to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't like that. Yes, sir. Doing good, man. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. But so like defense, like I said, C plus, we gave up some big plays. And it was, the third and fourth string and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. That can't happen because at the end of the day, we lost the game. And I'm going to put this one on Coach Pierce. I know it's a preseason game. I'm not being a dick. I'm not being harsh about it. I'm just being, from what I've seen, like, I could make a reaction as soon as these games are over. But I like to step back, look at things, consider things, and just be fair. You know what I mean? I try to be fair with my assessment of this team. Because I could be emotional at the time I'm watching the game, but at the end of the day, I could still be rational and realize what really happened. You know what I'm saying? So coaching, I felt like there was opportunities lost in this game. I'm gonna tell you a big one. So we have the opportunity. We're still up. We have the ball. I think three times before the end of the game. We had a chance to either run the, we tried to run the ball and get, first down, but as you can see, our running game is sus. But I feel like Coach Pierce missed on an opportunity to coach and to coach a real game scenario that we're probably going to run into a lot. That we always run into a lot, where we're up by a small margin at the end of a game, have to melt the clock, have to get a couple first downs to win the game, to keep the win. That's football. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of pissed me off about that ending, is because you're going to be in scenarios like that. And if that was KC in the real, you know what I mean? Oh my God, with a 1-point lead, are you crazy? It's not going to go good. You know what I'm saying? We know what Mahomes can do. So I feel like we didn't play aggressive enough. I know it's preseason, but he calls a timeout, which is crazy because it's like, I want to say 30 something seconds, or, 35, 36 seconds. He calls a timeout, and it was just crazy timing because they're trying to get, they don't have timeouts. They're trying to drive down the field. And not only do you give them more time, but it's stupid at the end of the day. Sorry to say stupid, but it was stupid at the end of the day. So you're calling timeouts to give your team a chance at the end, right? To possibly come back and win. So it does matter then. Because, if it doesn't matter, you would be like, okay, like, hey, we didn't get to stop. Oh, well, let them wind it down. Let them get there. But no, that's an opportunity where Bradley should have been allowed to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like, we lost anyway. So, I mean, what did we protect? What do we do by doing the, the analytical thing to do is run the ball, melt the clock? No, the analytical thing to do is you go get the win. You pass, you put the best passing play that you've been successful with, and you run that play. Also, we need to see what Bradley is too. He's probably not going to make the team. I understand that, yes, but at least give him a fair shake to show it. You know what I'm saying? Let him sling it a little bit. And that's what I feel like coach didn't let him do. He didn't let Bradley get any throws. He didn't even let him attempt. We had 3 drives to try to, melt the clock and secure the win. You could have let him get any time. We ended up punting anyway. You know what I mean? They ended up, winning the game in the end anyway. So we didn't play that to win. Finishing is something we need to learn to do better. Finishing. We're going to be in a lot of close games. We're not going to be blowing people out. You know what I mean? We have to be able to win these close games. And you're supposed to be teaching your young guys how to close out games. That was not a way to close out games. That was pathetic. You know what I mean? We showed no nuts. And I feel we could have did a better job. We should have won that game. Put the ball in the air. It's a preseason game. This is what this is for. Air it out. If you don't get it, oh well. I said you could fall back on that. It's preseason at the end of the day. And we lost anyway. So what I'm gonna look at every opportunity, you know what I mean, to try to win. And give your guys a fair shake. Give Bradley a chance to show he can do it. He's either gonna fail, he's gonna sink, or he's gonna swim. But give him the water. You know what I mean? All the same. So we have to do better. I know it's the first preseason game, and it sounds like I'm being harsh, but it starts here. This is the first sample size. What if this, you only get one crack at the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you would want to get it right. You'd want to get it right on the first crack. So unacceptable. We should have been, I put it on coaching. Like there's, you can only do what your coach tells you to do. But yeah, Pierce has to be able to call plays in those clutch moments. And if you don't have the confidence in the preseason to do this, it just, when you're playing the Chiefs or teams like that, you got to be able to make calls, man, that are going to win games. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be, an asshole or, anything like that. But from what I've seen, The AOC Minshew battle, I think, is already done. People keep saying it's still going on, but it's not. It's done, guys. If Minshew starts, I will come on here and say that I was wrong. But I know what's up, man. I know my team. AOC will start. Unless something crazy injury wise happens, AOC will start. Minshew showed some things like, of course, he had the passes to Trey Tucker. He had the touchdowns to DJ Turner. There was some great, he did some good things, but, in between those good things, there were some things that kind of, because I want, like, my thing with quarterbacks, man, the ball is no good in your hands. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're Mike Vick or Lamar Jackson, but the ball is better in a playmaker's hands. So you backpedaling, throwing the ball out of bounds, man, that's a wasted down. That's a wasted play. There's something, because your coach, see, it's not just me. I'm pretty sure his coaches got in his ear and told him all the things that he missed. That's a coach's job. He backpedaled, he threw it out of bounds. That's what we seen. We don't know the play. We don't know what was supposed to happen, but I know there was supposed to be a check down. There was supposed to be something, a safety out. So, I would say they have to do better. And we're going against, I think, a better team with Dallas and got San Francisco or Santa Clara coming up. So, it was a game we should have had. A lot of people say we pretty much won this game because, the first half, if we had to double that would have been what, 40 to 14. It just, because as good as we say we are on paper, we just got to show it. And we got a lot of young talent that we have to get on the same page. And there were some moments that were kind of worried me a little bit, but we'll see how, the true test is how we bounce back against Dallas. If we bounce back, then all this was for nothing. I spewed this negativity, but it's constructive criticism at the end of the day. I just want my team to be better. And, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So I appreciate you guys for watching this reaction. And my overall is we missed the opportunity to win the game. But we all, it's preseason, so it is what it is. But by it being preseason, use it as preseason. Get everybody better. That's the thing. Why, I know Bradley's not gonna probably make the roster, but we need him to get better. If he's on our team, you're not gonna let one of your friends or your homeboys be bummy, right? You're not gonna let nobody rock around you like that. So you're gonna try to better the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a part of it, man. Like, I don't know, but that's just me. So love you guys. Appreciate it. And till the next one, man, be Dallas.